Hey Spicewood kiddos, it's Miss Rayborn here. Today we are going to start with a book, pardon me, called Spots. And this book was written and illustrated by Diane Alber. That means she wrote the words and she drew and designed the pictures too. So it's called Spots. Look, right when we open up, we can see all kinds of them. Spots or dots are circles. We've been learning a lot about shapes, and these are all examples of circles and ways that you can use the shape circle. It says, this is a story about finding spots, just looking for circles, speckles, and dots. They can bubble up big or shrink down quite small. Do you think that we are able to spot them all? Oh my goodness, look how many there are. There are big ones, there are small ones, there are spots inside of spots. Look at this. A red one inside of a white one inside of another red one. Some spots are stinky, look at that one. And some spots are clean. Some spots are the craziest thing that you've ever seen. They love to be spotted, and believe it or not, so when you see one, just yell out, spot. There's a spot right there. The things about spots that makes them so great is they're the happiest thing that they can create. They add a design to each space that they're on. Just look at this lizard, this frog, and python. So a python is a kind of a snake. Look, he has all kinds of spot patterns. There's a lizard with spot patterns. Here is a spot. He's pretty excited about the fact that there's also a frog with spots. So lots of different kinds of animals or lizards or reptiles with spots. To find some more spots, let's visit the zoo. Leopards and cheetahs and tall giraffes too. Look at their spots. Have unique spots from their heads to their toes, but only leopard has a spot that looks like a rose. They have a spot inside of a spot that has a few little lines on the outside of it. Look at that. That's a very special kind of a spot. If you go to a farm, you'll hear a loud moo. Just look for a cow. They have quite a few. You might not expect to see a spot so big, especially one this large on a smelly pig. Oh my gosh, they did say that some of the spots were smelly. Maybe they meant the smelly pig. Look at him. He's like, oh my goodness, that's a little stinky. So other kinds of animals that have patterns of spots, cows and pigs. One more animal that we just can't forget is a Dalmatian who lives as a firehouse pet. His spotted friend has a large amount. In fact, so many they can be hard to count. So a Dalmatian is a dog that has spots all over, big ones, small ones. Reading can be a great way to explore spots that you may not have seen before. An exclamation point has one on its head. Here's an exclamation point. Use an exclamation point when you're really excited. A question mark has a hook there instead. So it's still up on top of its head, but it kind of looks like a hook or a backward C kind of a shape. Use a question mark when you're asking a question, something that you do not know. A period ends a sentence. A colon starts a list. So this is when you're at the end. This would be a beginning of a list of things. Like if you were listing out the kinds of animals that have spots, you could start with a colon. An ellipse is where a long pause will exist. So 3 dots all in a row or 3 spots means that you're going to pause. Like Miss Rayborn just did. I paused. Now that you have been able to spot a few, here's a secret you can make with them too. You can paint or scribble or cut them out. Just having fun is what it's all about. So they did some drawing with crayons, some spots. They did some painting with spots. They cut out of paper some spots. They love to be counted from 1 to 10, which might be backward, but it's so much fun. So here he is, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. It says, try adding a beak and 2 feathery wings. You can make a lovebird that so sweetly sings. This one is 1. It's flying off. You can make bugs of all different kinds. Just make some more spots and add some dark lines. So look, this caterpillar has 1, 2, 3, 4 spots for a body and then 2 spots for eyes. This spider has just 1 big spot and 8 legs. This one has 1, 2 red spots and 2 little white ones. If bugs aren't your thing, that's quite okay too. You can make a small creature that's covered in blue. Add 1 spot of orange and 1 in lime green. Together they can make a big monstrous scene. So look, the blue spot he looks a little bit worried to me. He's got some horns and kind of a silly face. This guy looks like he needs an exclamation point. He looks excited. This guy looks like he might have a question. He looks a little bit confused, like he's not sure what's going on. If you like yummy sweets, then you're very ambitious. Then take 2 desserts that are fun and delicious. A spot for a cherry can make ice cream extra sweet, while spots for gumballs make one tasty treat. Look at all the spots or circles inside of a circle that is supposed to look like a gumball machine. You turn this lever and it comes out down here. Now let's look at a group of really small spots. Art called pointillism is a pattern of dots. Look closely and you'll find them all in a row, but from far away, they make a rainbow. So look at all these spots and dots. They're all lined up together, but together they're creating a rainbow with their pattern and their points. You can also see spots by day and by night. Just look at the sun and the moon shining bright, or a dozen balloons with a long curly string. You can make spots be so many things. So the sun does look kind of like a spot or a circle, right? When it's full up in the sky. The moon goes through phases, but sometimes a full moon will be in the sky, which is just a big round circle or a spot. Even the stars in the sky kind of look like spots. Now you're an expert at finding spots. It's time to start practicing by making lots. And when you're done, make a story to share so these spots can spread some fun everywhere. So look how they're using different kinds of spots to make artwork. So there's some cut out of paper. There's some made out of crayons. This one looks like maybe colored pencil or paint. These are layered on top of each other. They're all different kinds of colors. So we're going to be inspired by this book, Spots, and we're going to make our own piece of artwork inspired by the spots and dots that we saw. So go ahead and head to the next spot to gather your supplies, and when you're ready, you can click on to the video of directions for today. Bye for now. See you soon.